Hey YouTube, welcome. This is Top Deck King with we are back with another Deck Tech Sideboard Guide gameplay shenanigans. But yeah, we are playing Chariot Winota. It's a combo deck with Winota. I don't consider it aggro as more. I see it as a combo deck, but you can play it as an aggro deck, I guess, if that's how it works out. But I don't know. We'll see how it works out. I consider it more of a combo deck because of Chariot Winota, but Blade Historian, but maybe it's an aggro deck. We'll find out. But before we go into this deck intro, uh, I'd like to thank everybody for hitting that, getting me up there on YouTube. Thanks for the subscriptions. Thanks for the thumbs up. Thanks for dropping comments. As always, check the description of the video. It has a deck list both for PC import and mobile arena. You can import it or import it to both arena PC and mobile, as well as it has other information in there about the deck. It has my Twitter, stuff like that. But yeah, hit that thumbs up, destroy that thumbs up, destroy that subscribe button, and drop some comments down below. Let me know what you guys think of this deck. If you try this deck out, let me know what you guys think. But let's get into the deck intro real quick. So first off, we're playing 4 Jasper Sentinels. This is a way to fix our mana. I mean, it's a 3-color deck, but it helps fix your mana and ramp. The main purpose of her is to ramp us and fix our colors slightly. 3 Clarion Spirits, because if you start making 1/1s and you can chain it with Jasper Spirit, Jasper Sentinel, start using the 1/1s to generate mana, as well as, it just creates more bodies, or it creates 1/1s for Winota. So when you attack, you can trigger Winota. 2 Season Hollow Blades. This is here. I mean, it's a human, so it comes off Winota. But also, this is here against the aggro decks. You can cast this card, and you can kind of like halt them from attacking, because all it costs you is discarding a card to kill their creature. So pretty much turns a 1/1, as well as keeping a creature in play and not taking too much damage. Brazen Outlaw, it works amazing with Sentinel, because you cast Sentinel turn 1, Brazen Outlaw turn 2. It doesn't have haste, but what you can do is you can use Sentinel to tap it and create the treasure, because this is whenever a dwarf becomes tapped, it creates the treasure. So even though it doesn't have haste, you can tap it to create a treasure on the turn 2. And then, as well as the reason why it's played, it's there because it could ramp us into a turn 3 Winota, turn 3 Chariot, stuff like that. 4 Emergent Sequence. This is a way to fix our mana, because we can go grab the color that we're looking for, as well as ramp us, as well as create a creature for Winota's trigger. Since this is not a human, the land is not a human, it triggers off Winota, but yeah, it ramps us, fixes our color, and helps us trigger Winota. And then we have 1 Lotus Cobra, 1 Tangle Florhedron. It's just kind of there for ramping, as well as them being non-humans to trigger Winota. 3 Elite Spellbinders. This card's human, so it comes off Winota's effect. But the main reason why I'm running this is to look at their hand and see if I can cast or not cast Winota, see if the coast is clear, as well as tax their high cost effects, like tax their Shadow's Verdicts, Extinction Events, Doom Scars, whatever the case is. Tax it so that way I can throw out stuff and beat them down, hopefully. Bone Crusher, 2 of them. It's our removal. We use the Stomp effect as a removal spell. Then we cast it as a giant. And then, it triggers Winota. So 2 of those. I might want more copies of this, depending on how this runs. If Clarion Spirit is not working how hopefully it works, I'll probably end up cutting 1 spirit for another Bone Crusher. 4 Chariots, because that's the combo. We play cast Chariot, then cast Winota, and attack and get 3 triggers. On top of that, yes, it's legendary, but it creates two twos that can then Chariot make the more 2/2s, as well as another neat little trick. Chariot can copy the artifacts, the treasures, because it says make a copy of a target token you control, and the treasures are tokens. So if you don't have the 2/2s, you can start creating more treasures. So 4 Chariots, great. It's a win condition. I'm trying to one of Toski. I know I don't run too many creatures here, but if it gets into play and we start casting, we have some creatures, we could just use our draw power. I'm not 100% sold on this yet. I'm gonna try it out, see how it works. If it doesn't work out very well, I might just end up cutting it for another Kenrith, because obviously Kenrith's human, so it helps Winota out, as well as it's a very strong card with all the effects we can use. 4 Winota, obviously it's a Winota deck, so 4 of those. 2 Blade Historians is a human, gives all my creatures double strike, so that's a great. I'm only doing 2 because it does cost specific mana, red and white, and since we're in 3 colors, the green mana could get in our way, so I'm doing only 2 of these. 1 Kenrith, but like I said, this might go up to 2. I might cut the Toski for the Kenrith. It's a human. It gives all my creatures trample haze. They could put counters on creatures. They can gain us life. And technically, I can use all 5 effects because Jasper could create me any mana, or Brazen Outlaw could also create me any mana. So you could technically use all the effects. The land's nothing important. We're 3 colors, so you got the 3 pathways. There's nothing really important there. We got the basics and stuff like that. The red's kind of a splash. That's why there's only 1 mountain. You only need 1 red source here, so that's why. Otherwise, we still have technically 8 sources. And then the sideboard guide, I'll get more into that into the sideboard guide, or I should say sideboard guide. The sideboard, I'll get more into that if at the end of the video. If you stick around towards the end of the video, I always give a sideboard guide to my best of 3 decks. So stick around for that, and I'll go ahead and explain this. Plus, I don't know if it's going to change as we're playing matches. So this is kind of like the rough estimate of the sideboard. So once I start playing more, I'll know exactly how to adjust this accordingly to the matches. So this is kind of, like I said, a rough sideboard, but stick around to the end of the video where I will give a sideboard guide to the deck, and I'll explain these cards at the end of the video. Check it out at the sideboard guide. So let's go ahead and get to the matches and see how we do. Let's go try some Winota deck here. Some Naya combo Winota. See what we do. Let's see how we roll with this deck. AC20. AC20. Maybe I need to remove or swap over the image here. So, all right. We got lands. We got spells. We got Winota. We're going to keep this hand. I mean, okay, we're playing against white, it looks like. Either white life gain or white snow, whatever you want to call it. So let's play Jasper into a turn 2 Clarion Spirit. Into, let's see, we have the possible turn 3 Chariot into a turn 4 Winota. Let's see if we could do it. The combo, so to speak. We're just going to take 2. There's no reason to, you know, kill our Jasper Sentinel here, you know. So let's see. So I could play the white for the Clarion Spirit, or I can set up a turn for, no, I think we definitely do the Clarion Spirit, because then it also gives us the mana to cast Chariot next turn. No attack. I mean, we could attack, but doing 1 damage is not really going to matter here. Then they get to attack with the Aspirant and stuff like that. We could hold up Jasper Sentinel as the fake blocker. Let's see what they do. I think they're just going to keep pumping Izzet here. Ooh, Jeebus. Number 2. Aspirant number 2. But he can only attack with 1 creature here, because we could trade with Clarion Spirit. Otherwise, if he attacks with both. Unless he has the... Oh. Ooh. Ooh. Does he... I'm going to take the damage? Take 5? I'm wondering if he has the... What is it? We're going to just play Chariot here and pass turn. We get to create 2 dudes. I'm wondering if he has that 1 effect. I don't know if it's 1 mana, though. The one that gives human indestructible and non-human indestructible. Because why attack a 2/2 into a Clarion Spirit? Unless he wants me to destroy my own... Oh, Luminarch Aspirant number 3. Unless he wants me to destroy the Aspirant. Or, yeah, trade off the spirit for the Aspirant, I should say. Well, if he attacks with multiple creatures here, I just animate Chariot and block. Since he can only attack us with 3 creatures, I mean, we have to start blocking. And then we have the turn 4 Winota here. And we have a bunch of triggers. Alright, so we're going to take the trade against one of the Aspirants here and take 6. go down to 7. Yep. All right, animate. Let's see if he has the, I don't know if it's 1 mana or 2 mana. So let's see if he has the card that could give his card indestructible or something like that. He says, oops. So maybe he doesn't and he just didn't realize it. Okay, I'll take it. Another Izzet, sure. So he has 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He has 10 power on board. Well, we're going to go for the Winota. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 triggers here. So we use Chariot to target Winota, and we have 5 triggers. We can hold back the Sentinel, so we can have 2 blockers. We can block the 3/3 and the 2 3/3s, and then have 4 triggers, just in case, so we don't die. I think that's just better. So I think we attack with 4 creatures, hold the Sentinel here as a blocker, and get 4 triggers. On top of that, the Chariot can animate, or the Chariot can create a token. So if we do hit Kenrith, then we can use the Sentinel to target our creature to give all trample. So, I mean, at least Spellbinder, so we can see what's in their hand. Okay, we'll just take the Redain. Blade Historian for sure, double strike. Okay, another Blade Historian. And, oh, there we go, Kenrith. So that should be game. Let's hold full control just so we can do the effect. Nope, that's just game. There it is. Turn 4 combo kill for the win. Turn 4 for the win. So we're holding full. Oh wait, we lost full. So the reason what we're doing here is, so if he decides to block, the reason why we didn't attack with the Sentinel, in case it did happen, 1, it could be used as a blocker to block his 3/3s. Same with the token, but also because now we can tap the token to give all our creatures trample. With Blade Historian, that's just going to be amazing anyways. Let me see if this adds up to 28 damage is the question. He gains 1 life back, so he goes to 29. I think it should still be game here though. So he's going up to 29. Oh no, wait, first strike. He doesn't even gain life. Never mind. So he's still at 28, but it's lethal. So 28 to -15 was at 33, 43 damage. Nice. All right, so we're against the white life gain deck. So we want, let's see, we want 2 caskets and Bone Crusher, I think. Because Bone Crusher could remove some of the stuff. Casket obviously is easy removal. We don't want the Toski in this matchup. It doesn't do anything. It's just a 1/1 that just gets fizzled by all their, cards. So don't want that. Brazen Outlaw 1, 2, bring in 2 caskets, bring in the Bone Crusher. I think the Lotus Cobra or the Tangle Hedron, I'm thinking. Could cut one of the Chariots. It could take our curve down a little bit and keep the rampers so we have more ability to get that turn 4 Winota combo also out. So let's see. AC 20. We got the first game against you. Let's see what else we could do. EC. Oh, that's why. I see. Okay, I was wondering about something and then I just figured out what happened. Oh my, come on, opponent. What you got? All right. So this time, wait, were we on the draw last game? I think we were on the draw last game. I'm pretty sure we were on the draw last game. Well, 7 lands is not going to do the trick. So no, thank you. We're going to drop Blade Historian here because we have, green mana and we can't cast it with green mana. So we're going to drop Blade Historian. That was hilarious. 7 lands. All right. Turn 1 Jasper. We have a turn 2 Emergent Sequence here. Sure, that doesn't do anything against us. Because we're not, that doesn't do anything because we're not casting anything outside of our hand. It's more of put into play effect. That's interesting. I think our opponent is misreading Winota. Oh no, he took my Jasper, but oh no, that's not fine. What am I? No, it is fine because Fable Passage still comes in untapped because we have that on the land. Okay, I was like, oh no, I don't get to play Chariot, but we do get to play Chariot because the emergent sequence put the land in play. Let's see, grab Forest and then just play Chariot. We draw Winota, we just probably win because we have 4 triggers off Winota then. Because we have the land for with it that we need as Fable Passage. The cool thing about Fable Passage emergent sequence is I get to make a 3/3. Fable Passage, that you crack it, grab another land, and then emergent sequence is land number 3. No, my Chariot, my beautiful, beautiful Chariot. His sky claves. Why you do? We drew. We drew Winota. Well, we're still gonna go for it. We drew Winota though. Instead of getting 4 triggers, we get 3 triggers, I guess. Okay. Alright. That's fine with me. Let's see. I think we take Blade Historian as the first pick. And then we take Elite Spellbinder as the second pick. What do they have? I think I take Giant Killer here easily. So I can't kill my Winota. I actually just take I'm debating here between Season or Elite Spellbinder. I guess I should just take Elite Spellbinder and just tax their mana again so they can't play, say, the Legion Angel. Alright, never mind. He just conceded. So there it is. Alright, let's go play some Winota decks. I'm playing against Mini Honey Winota. We're on the play, so that's good. We get to go first. I'll keep this hand. We have a Jasper into Merchant Sequence, into a turn 3 Chariot. So as long as everything goes according to plan, we have a turn 3 Chariot here, as well as ramping and thinning our deck out of land. So we're going to keep. So let's see what our opponent does, though. If our opponent is there is the question. Mini Honey, come on. Come on, Mini Honey. Come on. Elephant Sleeves. Wait, Elephant Sleeves, but how come he's not using the elephant emote? Is it a emote or is it I don't know. Like my Jace, is that considered emote or is that considered an avatar? I think it's considered an avatar. Elcid. Okay, so they're not the Snow White deck. So let's see. Put this on red. Let's play. Go grab us white. And they get to gain a life back. I hit him for damage. Okay. Because I don't think I'm blocking on the backswing. Most likely they have the Luminarch Aspirant guy, so they could pump Elcid. So I'm not really attacking on the backswing, so I'll just hit him for 1 damage here. So that way they're at 21 versus, what the heck is this guy? Flying Vigilance, put a 1/1 counter on each creature that entered the battlefield under your control this turn. Okay. That's interesting. Alright, let's just cast the Chariot then. Let's cast the El Chariot. We can't create more mana, so there's no point. We're gonna attack here because we have these 2/2s here that block the Elcid. We can't stop the flyer anyway, so let's just hit him for some damage. If we draw Winota, we probably just win on the spot. Because we have 1, 2, 3, 4 mana. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll have 5 triggers. So now you get to put a counter on both Elcid and Selfless Savior. So they both become 2/2s. And it has Vigilance, so it can attack. I don't know if it's good enough, but it could definitely start boosting its creatures, I guess, that when they come in play. And it costs no mana to use the effect. We didn't draw Winota, so Fable Passage, crack, then the deck out. I think I'm going to start getting aggressive here. Let's see, what do I need? I guess it doesn't really matter. Let's make a 3/3 here. Could have also waited, so I could play Fable Passage and then another Fable Passage and then crack them both. So that'd be that'd be 4 lands, I guess. It would make a 4/4 instead of 3/3. But that's okay. So I can use Chariot, animate the planes and use Chariot to animate with the planes and the token, attack. If he decides he wants to block with the 2/2s, I think that's a fair enough trade where I take 2 of his creatures. Even if he uses Izzet to protect against, say, green, he still loses 2 creatures. So I think it's fair here. As well as taking 2 of their creatures and making one of our own creatures the other thing. So we get to make another creature here by attacking. Let's make a copy here. So if he decides he wants to take... Wow, he took the damage. I'm surprised he didn't double block the Chariot. There's red. Is that a Winota deck? Wow. Holy moly. Holy moly. Donut chop. Alright, we're just going to wait for these triggers to see what he's playing. And then we're just going to concede. Definitely going to concede now. I just want to see actually what he gets to play. Our hand's all land, so it doesn't matter. Just want to see more information. Alright. I mean, technically we're not dead. So let's not concede. Because if I hit Winota, then I think I win on the backswing. So let's see. We're at 18. We could block the 2/3 and the 2/2. And then we'll take, what is this? 3/6. Oh, he could put counters on it. So we have to definitely block the Blade Historian because it came into play this turn. And I mean, it has double strike, so there's no point of blocking the 1/1. So yeah, I think we're still alive. We're not dead. If we top deck Winota, we probably just win on the backswing. Because he's only going up to, what is he going up to? 18, 19, 17? Nope, didn't draw Winota. Because otherwise, we would have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 triggers. Pretty sure we would have won there. All right, so bring in Bow Crusher, bring in Glass Caskets. Bring in, let's see, cut the Cobra, cut the Tangle 4 Hedron, cut the Toski for sure. And then let's do that. Let's run it. Mini Honey. You got me with that Winota guy. You got me. All right, Mini Honey. Let's see if we can Winota you back. Boros Winota. All right. I mean, I can use it to grab white, so I'll keep it. I can cast a turn 2, turn 3 play. It kind of sucks that both my turn 2, turn 3 are humans, so it doesn't trigger with Winota, but I don't think you mulligan this hand. All right. Okay, well, that gives us our non-human. That gives us our non-human. Yeah, I think that's just ramp. Cast Season Hollow Blade, but I think I'm just gonna ramp here. Grab another white because we have double white. We have, well, I should say, we have 2 white creatures. Boom, Professor Symbology. So we're not. What is this? Okay, interesting. I guess that works with the what's it called? Winota. I think I cast Elite Spellbinder here and Jasper. So I'll tap this for white because I want to, otherwise I was going to tap all my mana and then I'm just going to have planes available. So, do I just take the Spellbinder here so he can't take my Winota? I think I just take the Spellbinder here so he can't take my Winota. Skyclave, yeah, he gets to take something regardless. I mean, there's nothing I can do about that. rather cast the Winota on my turn. I mean, if he draws more lands, he draws more lands. I can't stop Winota. So I'm assuming he's going to play Skyclave here. Take, I don't know, Elite Spellbinder maybe? Redain. Okay, that's fine with me. That is A-okay, my friend. A-okay. Let's attack with 2 creatures. Or, I mean, I'm not saying 2 creatures. Let's get 2 trigger creatures. Winota! Ooh, Kenrith. Nice. I know we missed, but Kenrith is awesome. I'll take it. If he kills Jasper, yeah, he's gonna kill Jasper. All right. Let's say if he doesn't kill Jasper, then we can use it to do any of our effects. Any of our effects. Skyclave, go by Winota. That's fine. We still have a Kenrith in play. Kenrith can start. Interesting that he attacked with the symbology. So we could do play Season Hollow Blade, give it haste, and then whatever he blocks with, we can give that creature a +1/1 counter on it. Independent. So give haste, trample and haste, I should say, and attack with everything. Whatever he blocks, I could just put a counter on it. So if he blocks my 2/2, I can make that into a 3/3. If he blocks my 3/1, that's fine. We'll go ahead and trade. And if he blocks with Skyclave, I get a 4/4 back. So I think we're in great shape. He has no good blockers either here, see? He blocks there, we hit him for 2, so 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If he only blocks there, we win the game. He has to block with Skyclave Apparition too. Otherwise, we just win the game. So he blocks there, 5, 8, 9, 10. So 5, 8, 9, 10. So I put the counter on the land here to make it a 3/3. So that way, that Skyclave, there we go. Let's say that way we just eat Skyclave up. And then we get a 4/4 back. All right. I mean, these Winota, symbology. I don't think we're really changing anything here. Redain. Yeah, I could bring in. So the problem here, I could bring in Red Cap, but it's a white deck. Is Red Cap worth it? I mean, it hits the Winota that we want. It hits Blade Historian, but instant speed versus sorcery. Yeah. Maybe next time. If I play against Boros Winota next time, I'll bring it in. I'm just gonna run it. I'm just gonna run it back. Red Cap is obviously good against the Boros deck, but we're gonna run it back. See what happens, my friend. See what happens. Waiting on your opponent. Your opponent is choosing which player to play first. Which player will play first. Okay. Well, thanks everybody for watching so far. Hopefully you guys are enjoying yourself. I should start doing oh, what is this? He took a mulligan. I mean, I have a land. I have lands in Jasper. I'm gonna keep because there's like 28, 30 creatures in my deck, right? Let me see. Yeah, look at there's so many creatures. Like I should just be able to draw, So we're keeping for that. Speaking of, there's one creature / ramp. Gives us a turn 3 Chariot. All right. It still gives us a turn 3 Chariot. It's just a little slower now. Well, no, because Jasper can't tap the sequence because it comes in tapped anyway, so never mind. So it's a turn 3 regardless. So put this on white. Let's play the sequence. Grab us a red. Maybe I shouldn't have grabbed. No, I have Needle Pathway. Never mind. I was like, maybe I shouldn't have grabbed the basic mountain, but I have Pathway, so it doesn't matter. No, there goes our Chariot. So much for that turn 3 Chariot. Opponent. All right, so no more turn 3 Chariot. All right. I think we cast 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we cast Jasper and Elite Spellbinder here. So that way we can, if he has a Winota in his hand, we take it out of his hand. Gotta make sure I play this right. Oh, yeah, I could still do. Okay, so tap that. Elite Spellbinder. What you got? Ooh, Professor Symbology. I think we take Symbology because we have nothing in our hand that he can Elite Spellbinder. Make this cost more. And then we'll cast Jasper. Now, if he wants to attack with Spellbinder, that's fine. I'll take a trade with my Spellbinder. And else it can't attack because we have Jasper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if he doesn't attack, now we can cast the Chariot. Bone Crusher. So we can use the Mountain and we can use the Sentinel and we could cast Chariot. So I guess it's a turn 4 Chariot here instead. Sucks. What is this turn 4 Chariot stuff? We don't do turn 4 Chariots. What is this? What is this madness? We do turn 3 Chariots, not turn 4 Chariots. Darn you, opponent. Yeah, we have no cards in our hand that you can take, so I'm fine with that. You got it. You knew one of the 2 cards, so. Alright, I'm taking 7 here. Because if I animate Chariot, it just trades with the Bone Crusher, so that's not worth it. And if I double block here with the tokens, his Bone Crusher kills them both also. And then Chariot becomes useless. So, no point. Ugh, another land. Another Landarino. Right, so now I can animate, use the Mountain, use the token, animate Chariot, attack with 4, create a token. Now if he starts attacking with the Bone Crusher, I can just double block with my tokens. So now I can trade the Bone Crusher to the tokens while leaving a token in play, so I can use Chariot to keep copying it. And then I have Spellbinder to block his Spellbinder. Sure. Ooh, Elcid's up the yang yang. Up the yang yang. Didn't attack. Interesting. Ooh, big old Kenrith is out. I don't know why you're saying good game. It's not over. I'm at 11. Big old Kenrith is here. Alright. I can now start gaining life too. So we can now race him. I can start putting counters on creatures, gain life. Alright, let's just cast. I'm just seeing if what the mana I want to do, but it should be fine because we have white, red, and green with Jasper. So we're good. I could tap Kenrith, but I also don't want to lose my Chariot, but I can make it into a 5/5 and force a double block. I think we're going to do that. Make it into a 5/5 and force a double block. Worst case scenario, if he attacks with the double Spellbinder, we can block with one of them and then gain 5 life on the other one, so that way we're not taking too much damage. I don't think he's winning at this point anymore. We're going to have the Chariot beats. The Chariot beats. I could have also done the 2 tokens to leave Kenrith up, but Kenrith couldn't do anything, so there's no point in that. No, there goes our Chariot. Well, I'm glad I made 2 extra tokens off it then. 2 extra tokens. Yep, you got it. He could have taken Spellbinder and then started getting aggressive in the air, but then that doesn't work because of Kenrith. So let's pull. I guess that's gain life, right? Just to be safe, go up to 16 life. Let's gain some life. Tap creature. Another land. Not cool. But we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 3 forests, so we can start putting counters on our creatures. Let's see. So if we start attacking with the tokens, it's good. Leave the Kenrith back. Leave everything else back. Just attack with the tokens. the tokens can start becoming 3/3s. Yep, that's fine. Hey, okay, my friend. Green, white, red? No, red, because we could gain life. We can gain life with white. Take 2, 4, 6. I mean, I'm assuming he has probably Winota in his hand. He has 3, 4. Yeah, good game. I'm assuming he has Winota. Ah ha ha. The land came in tapped. All right, there we go. Got him. All right, let's take it one more chance. Naya Winota, MR, Emar, Naya Winota. Oh, we get to go first. Nice. I mean, technically, I can play every single card, sort of. So we'll keep. We also don't know what our opponent is playing, so like, but I can use the Stomps, the Jaspers. The only cards I can't cast currently is the Spellbinder, but if I draw one land, I can cast Spellbinder, and then Spellbinder can be tapped to cast Winota. So technically, I mean, all I need is a land or even another creature, and I can cast every card in my hand. So I'm assuming this is Izzet Snow then. Put this on red because that's going to be white. I'm assuming this is Snow because I don't think any other deck plays a Snow Island. Maze Mind Tome, sure. Now I'm pretty positive is it Snow because they adapted Maze Mind Tome into the main deck. All right, so put this on white. Let's play the Spellbinder. Let's see what he's cooking. See what he's cooking. Yep. Snow it is. Snow it is. I think I take the Mystical Dispute here so that way he can't counter my Winota. He doesn't have red at the moment, so he can't play Iteration or Frostbite. Obviously, he can easily just draw it. He has a Maze Mind Tome to scry, but Mystical Dispute prevents, the counter here. So we'll do that. Let's see what happens though. 1 to the bottom, okay? Hit him for 1. Okay, so he drew the land, unfortunately. So, but I mean, we still should just cast Winota here. He gets a Frostbite, the Jasper Sentinel, but we hit him for 3, take him down to 13. And then, I mean, I could cast a Bone Crusher to set up the following turn. Sure. Yeah, that's... Maybe I should have just casted the Winota there, actually. What am I thinking? Let him kill the Sentinel there. Yeah, I don't know. That was weird. That was odd of me. But, alright. The reason why I did it is so I could set up the next turn Winota, so that way I get 2 triggers. And force him to do something here. We're just setting up the churn for Winota, so that way we can get more extra value, because the red decks don't, I mean, the Izzet decks don't have main deck board wipes. So, and I don't think they're going to be able to counter with 2 mana for Winota. So that's the other reason why I did Bone Crusher. I didn't cast the Winota that turn. Because even if I casted Winota, it's not, he's going to use the Frostbite to kill the Jasper Sentinel instead of the Spellbinder, Elite Spellbinder. So then it doesn't get any triggers off Winota. Now I get at least 2 triggers off Winota here. I get to hit him for 5 and 2 triggers. So I'm pretty sure I played that correctly, setting up Winota to be bigger. Well, we missed. I think we just take Kenrith and hit him for 10. I don't think he could get rid of both Kenrith and Winota, so he gained 4 life back. He goes up to 9. Yep. I think we just got this game. So he can go back up to 9. but Winota and Kenrith are lethal on its own. If he kills Kenrith, then we hit him with Bone Crusher, Jasper, and Winota, and then it triggers. I think we got this game. I believe we got game uno. Yep, we got it. Plus, we have a Bone Crusher or Stomp that we could do 3 damage to, so technically even the other guy would have been lethal. So we bring in Redain, obviously, because they're a snow deck. I cut, let's see, Toski is good, but it's good because it's indestructible slash uncounterable. I cut some of these lower cost cards though. Frostbite, Bone Crusher, just wreck me. Bring in Elite Spellbinder. I'm thinking one more card. The God? Do I bring in the God here? A Giant Killer could help kill the what's it called, dude? The Goldspan Dragon. The God is a threat that he can't really deal with, I guess. I mean, he could bounce it with Brazen, I guess. Dryad Magistrate. I don't know if he's playing. I mean, Dryad Magistrate also stops iteration, I guess. It's only 61. I forgot it stops iteration. And it stops the foretell abilities. So let's do that. Emar! Emar! Opponent goes first. We'll keep. We have a turn 1, turn 2 play. Into a turn 3 play now. So we got that as red and white. So let's put this on green. Play Jasper. Jasper Sentinel. Jasper. No, he's going to kill my Jasper. Oh, he's going to bounce it. Like, he's going to kill my Jasper. Oh, Winota. Dang it. Why'd you have to bounce my Jasper? I would have been able to cast a turn 3 Winota. Turn 3 Winota would have been pretty sick with the Brazen Outlaw and Jasper in play. Brazen number 2. Just trying to slow me down. He's just trying to slow me. Oh, we would also had a Chariot. We would have a Chariot turn 3. Alright. So the question is, do I cast Spellbinder here or just go Brazen Sentinel? I want to see his hand. He has 4 cards. I think I'm just going to do the Spellbinder here and look at his hand. See what he's working with. Ooh. I mean, Cinderclasm is obviously very good. 2, 4, 5 if I take it. But he doesn't have any lands, so I'm going to bank on him not having lands. I'm going to bank on the no land effect. Okay, no land. Let's go to combat. Yep. I can kill this on the stack. So I can hit him for 3. I could cast Jasper here. And then play land and pass turn. Force him to use Cinderclasm here to kill both our creatures. Then we play into a Chariot. So we could do some stuff. Okay. Yep. So there's another Winota. Another Winota. So let's correct this. Let's grab either green or red. Green or red. We don't need any more white at the moment, technically. Let's do this. Oh my gosh, he drew Frostbite. That's pretty good. I'm assuming that's Frostbite, right? Unless it's just I guess it could just be a tap effect. Or red cap. It could be also red cap. Either way, it's pretty good. Well, he let me go to combat, so I guess it's not. I think we just take Blade Historian here. We have another Winota in our hand anyway, so why grab a duplicate? Why grab a duplicate, my friend? So I'm not really sure if the pause here is because he can use tap the artifact, or is it because he has a removal spell here? I wish I would have been able to kill this Prismari Dragon, but oh well. You cast Goldspan Dragon by because the artifact. You should have tapped it, but attacks, create some treasures. No blocks. We have nothing but humans in play. All right. Let's go to combat. Force some stuff. No point of casting something and then get it Cinderclasmed right away. Okay, sacking. He has 2 mana. Does he have Frostbite and wow, he has Frostbite and Red Cap. Pretty good. I knew it. I knew he had Red Cap and Frostbite. Knew it. Let's see. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think we just play Chariot. He's gonna Cinderclasm here, which is fine, I guess. I mean, there's nothing we can do about that. Cinderclasm cost 3 mana. But yeah, that was pretty good. It's pretty good. He's had the alright. Alright, well, we can cast Winota and we can Chariot, but I don't know if that's gonna be enough. I don't think that's going to be enough. I think it just might be over because he can flash in the Brazen here and hit us for 4, 7, 10 damage. We had to fight through a lot of removal there. And it was like clutch removal. Yeah, we get Chariot, but we're just dead, right? Well, we're gonna force him to see if he does it. We get to hit him for 9. We almost had him. Almost had him. All right, so that's game. I was waiting to see if he would do it or not, and he had it. So okay. Okay, so do I want to bring in the god just to kind of do chip damage here? Because if I would have had the chip damage here, I could have won the game. And also I could have gained some life, so I wouldn't have died. So do I bring in the God of Destiny here? God of Destiny. I could cut the Dranets. Didn't see any counter spells out of him. I mean, it could just be he cut the counter spells. Since we're an Winota deck, he may have cut the counter spells, bring in Red Cap and the God. Bring in just the God. Giant Killer. It only kills Goldspan. I don't think it's worth it. That doesn't do anything. That's more against Sultai Ultimatum. Let's see. I think it's just bring in the God and see how it works. So like I said, if we would have had the God that last game, we could have done one. It would have gained life back, pinged him, stuff like that. So, but maybe the God's also a bad card to bring in. Let's find out. All right, we go first. Red and white lands. No, that doesn't work. Okay. Let's keep this. We can use this to grab red down the line, but we're going to keep it till turn 3, so that way we can use sequence to make a 3/3. Make a 3/3. Obviously, it could still die to Frostbite, but and it could also no, it can't die to Cinderclasm. So turn 2, play Clarion Spirit. Turn 3, so put this on white. Play Clarion Spirit. I could also play Emergent Sequence here so that way I could cast a turn. Let's grab red. This way I can cast a turn 3 Chariot. If he doesn't kill this mountain, I can cast a turn 3 Chariot. No, he had the removal. Why you do this, my friend? I was trying to do a turn 3 Chariot, man. Come on. Just let me do it. Just let me do it. I guess that's a little greedy. Guess I should have just done the Clarion Spirit. And I don't have red now. Because it's only uno red in the deck. Let's just grab green, I guess. Uno red in the deck. No, that card's no good. That card is no good here. No bueno, my friend. Let's see what you got. What you got, my friend? What you got? Oh, look at this. Look at this beautiful hand of his. So he can't cast the Brazen at the moment. So I just take the red cap in case I draw Winota. But then he can still cast it because it costs 3 mana. I mean, I'm not taking Goldspan Dragons because there's 3 of them in his hand. So we're just gonna get aggressive here with these and start doing maybe 5 points of damage here and there. He can't do anything with his lands. Redain's a good one. That's a very, very good one. Let's go to combat first. Because now it prevents him from doing a turn 5 Goldspan. Unless he draws a pathway. If he draws a pathway, then he can do it. Otherwise, he can't cast Goldspan here. And if he draws a blue snowland, even better. Okay, see? No, he can't play Goldspan. Ha-ha! Ha-ha-ha-ha-ha-ha. There's our red mana. So we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can hit him for 7. Get him down to 6. He can't animate Faceless Haven. So let's just get in there. We know almost all of his cards. Let's play the Chariot. Chariot. And now we have a bunch of dudes. Nice. Yep, thank you. Thank you, my friend. It would have been an earlier turn, but you had that Frostbite. Would have had that turn 3. Wait, Goldspan Dragon. You just lose to what I have on board then. If you attack. Nope, not going to attack. Yeah, because if you attack, I take 4. You create a treasure. That's fine. You can use Brazen Borrower. But then, let's say you bounce Elite Spellbinder, right? That's the strongest power I have. Then you take 2, 4, 6, 8 damage for lethal. Awesome. Well, that's game. Good game, opponent. It looks like now our opponent is roping us. He wants the win that badly. Oh, great, opponent. He said nice. He cast a Goldspan, he declared attack, removed the attack, and then he now just sitting there, roping. Like I'm going to concede the game because he's roping me. Dun, 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 dun. Well, I'll sit here. I don't care. I'll sit here and run the time down. Yeah, there's no way he can win here. If he doesn't attack, he doesn't have any mana, and we get to attack. He blocks, let's say, Spellbinder. We hit him for 8. So he attacks, he bounces something. He doesn't attack, we hit him for 8. Either way, we hit him for 8. We even animate the Chariot if we want. Play the other Chariot out of our hand. Legendary rule it. Keep the old one. And then animate the old one with the new 2 tokens that can't attack and hit him for more damage. So we'll do that next turn. But good game, opponent. Amar, if you end up watching this game, don't be roping people. Don't be roping people. You could get reported for this. I don't know what they can do, but you could get reported for the roping. So don't do that, opponent. I get it. You're Mythic. You're top 1200. You're trying to have every avenue to win, but it's not worth it. Here comes the god, the one that we side in. He comes in all late. Doesn't do anything now. So yep, there's my play here. Just swing out. Create a token. Let's get roped a little bit longer. Good game, opponent. And there we go. We won the game. But in the meantime, we're going to get roped slightly longer. Slightly longer. Oh, good opponent. If you're watching me, Emar, I will not report you. I don't really care for it, but please stop roping. It doesn't make the game fun. You could have already started another game. Like, you're wasting your time and my time by roping. It's not just wasting my time. You're wasting your own time too. It's like, come on, man. Either way, good game. Boom, victory, and we got... Hey YouTube, welcome to the sideboard guide. Hopefully you guys enjoyed yourself. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video so far, the gameplay, the intro, the me talking through my plays and whatnot. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that so far, and hopefully I'll get a thumbs up. Destroy that thumbs up button and destroy that subscribe button from you guys. If you guys are new to the channel, I would appreciate it if you guys subscribe and thumbs up and drop some comments down below and all that. Let me know what you guys think, but always check the description of the video because it has the deck list, so you can port it both to mobile device and Arena PC version. So check the description of the video always. They'll have other information about the deck as well as my Twitter if you want to follow me there as well in there. But if you play this deck, or if you like this deck, if you don't like this deck, drop some comments down below. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you can make this deck better. Obviously, I'm not an aggro player, so you know, I could only do so much. So if you are better at the deck, drop some comments down below. I'm sure people would love to hear some feedback about it. If you play it, if you could make it better, whatnot. So, but yeah, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. Let's go into the sideboard guide. All right, so the first deck we're going to give a sideboard guide to is Rogues. Obviously, you're going to see Rogues on the ladder regardless. It's just one of those popular decks no matter what. We have a few tools against it. Not much, but we do have a few tools just because this can be it's not, I don't consider it an aggro deck, but it could be an aggro deck. Like, it can put pressure on pretty quickly because of Winota. So you can combat Rogues that way. So what I bring in against Rogues is 2 Glass Caskets, 1 Clothis God, 1 Sentinel Eye, and 1 Tormod's Chariot. So the Glass Caskets are there to remove, say, like the Crab, the Thought Thief, the Guild Enforcer, stuff like that. The God and the Sentinel Eye is there. Well, the God is there to exile your own graveyard, so you can start doing damage to them. So it's like it's a threat in play that does damage and gains you life, as well as being a win condition for 10 turns. It could win the game. Sentinel's Eye is there to escape your graveyard, so that way it gives one of your creatures vigilance, but the point of it is to escape your graveyard. And then Tormod's Crypt is there so you can either exile their graveyard or exile your own graveyard. But the point of Tormod's Crypt is it's a 0 mana effect that they're gonna have to counter, because otherwise you can exile your own graveyard. And then if they use a counter spell on Tormod's Crypt, that most likely means something else can resolve that same turn. So Tormod's Crypt's there to exile your own graveyard, so that way you can start casting spells. Cards I take out is 1 Chariot, 1 Chariot. They're just too high of a cost against Rogues, personally, what I want to be doing. And then 1 Lotus Cobra and 1 Tangle Hedron. I cut a little bit of a smaller curve just because I rather the other cards are just a little better than Spirit, especially with Tormod's Crypt, or you're going a little lower with Tormod's Crypt. Sentinel Eye, you'll be able to make 1/1s off it. So I keep those stuff in, and I cut the Tangle Hedron and Lotus Cobra, as it's easy to get rid of again with them. But that's what I do against Rogues. I do bring in 1 extra card, so after sideboards I make my deck a 61 card rather than 60 card. It shouldn't affect the deck too much. And you also want a little extra card buffer, so that way you don't get milled out. The next deck you're gonna see is, so I'm clumping this together as, they're 2 different decks, but I'm clumping it together because I bring in the same exact cards against these 2 decks. So the 2 decks are Red and Winota. So against Red, obviously Red Cap Melee is amazing because every single creature in their deck is red, except for the exception of StrixHaven. But I mean, you could still kill Faceless Haven, but it just costs you a land, but it could still kill it. And then Glass Casket, it can hit everything except for a Torbrand against them. So I bring those in against red. Same goes with Winota decks. Obviously, red cap melee isn't as good against a Winota deck. It can only hit Winota and Blade Historian. And I guess, I mean, the Winota deck that I'm thinking of that is mainly played is Boros Winota. And I guess it can hit Bone Crusher. But the main reason for the red cap is to kill Winota and Blade Historian on the turn they're casted. So that way Winota doesn't trigger or Blade Historian doesn't give their creatures double strike. For 1 mana, being able to do that is very good. And then against them, I cut one Brazen Outlaw, one Lotus Cobra, one Tangle Florhedron, and one Chariot. So I cut the 2-drops, one of each of the 2-drops, because it can die easily with Bone Crusher, Frostbite. So it's easy for them to just kill it. Pay 2 mana. They don't do anything. They don't impact the board upon casting it. So, and then they just pay 1 or 2 mana to kill it. So I cut those to get rid of useless cards against them. And then I cut one Chariot because it's a 4 cost against their deck. So you don't want to be casting too many high cost cards against an aggro deck like red or Winota. The Boros Winota deck is an aggro deck, so they're trying to end the game pretty quickly. I leave Kenrith in because it has the ability to gain life, especially against red. It's very good against red because it has the ability to gain life, and you can gain life multiple times a turn depending on how much mana you have, as well as this ability could be, all the effects could be used. So the green effect is kind of better against the Winota deck. The white effect is good against the red deck, you know, stuff like that. So that's how I sideboard. I bring in removal, take out cards that can be easily killed for 1 to 2 mana that don't impact the board upon playing it. So that's what I do against red / Winota / Boros Winota. Another deck that's starting to gain popularity recently is the Izzet Dragon Snow deck, whatever. I know at first it was around and then it disappeared, and then now it's kind of coming back around a little bit. So against that deck, what I like to do is I like to bring in 2 Redains, 2 red caps, and 1 elite spellbinder. So the Redain, obviously, because 1, you cast it as the creature and all the snow cards come in, all the snow lands come in tapped. The red cap is because it can kill the Prismari Dragon and it can kill Goldspan Dragon for 1 mana. It can also kill their Bone Crusher. So it could pretty much hit all their creatures roughly except for Brazen Borrower without sacrificing a land. So that's really big because it's 1 mana destroyed pretty much every single creature of theirs. And then the Elite Spellbinder is because I want to look at their hand, see what kind of counter spells they have, possibly. See if I can play Winota, see if I can play Chariot, Blade Historian, stuff like that. Make sure the coast is clear. It's also a flyer, so it can be used to block Brazen Borrower, taxing their Goldspan, making a Goldspan into a 7 mana cost card. It's huge. So I bring in those against Izzet. Cards I take out is like cards that easily just die by their cards. So they're gonna have Frostbite, they're gonna have Bone Crusher. They're not gonna sideboard those cards out. So these cards are probably not gonna be great against them because they're gonna kill it easily with 1 to 2 mana. So I cut 1 Lotus Cobra, 1 Tangle Florhedron, and 2 Clarion Spirits because those easily just get killed by Frostbite. Even if they don't even have 3 snow permanents, Frostbite kills those. And it's a 1 mana versus my 2 mana play. And when they come in play, they don't do anything. So I cut those because it has no impact to the board while they are able to kill it cheaply. And then I cut 1 Chariot because it's a 4 mana cost that would probably be countered. I want to curve it down slightly just so I can bring in like Redain and Elite Spellbinder. So that's how I do it. My sideboard against Izzet Dragons. I did try one of the Clothless Gods as before, but then I was like, as you saw in the match where we played against the Izzet Dragons, I brought it in and it didn't really look like it was gonna do anything, and it's hard to animate unless you can hit like Blade Historian. So I don't really recommend Clothless God, but I mean, I haven't played against the Izzet Dragons as much because it's just starting to gain popularity recently, so maybe it is good. I don't know. Try it out, but in my opinion, it didn't look good enough. Another deck you'll see is Gruul Adventures. It started to pick up pace because they running, Brazen Outlaw, Goldspan Dragon, Embercleave, stuff like that, as well as it was originally good, and then it kind of fell off the map, and then now it's resurging as another possible potential. I know people have been doing really well with it on the ladder, so cards that I bring in against them is 2 Dranet Magistrate, 2 Glass Casket. So Dranet Magistrate, it prevents them from both doing the adventure side and the creature side. So they have to choose to do one or the other. And since they don't really have any solid removal that can do 3 damage, Bone Crusher only does 2. They either have to do double Bone Crusher against it, or unless they bring in they sideboard in cards like Scorching Dragonfire or Soulseer, which then is also good because if they're using Soulseer on my Giant Magistrate, that means they're not doing it on my Winota or Kenrith or something like that. So it takes a removal that can kill one of these cards, Blade Historian, that normally I want to get rid of, and they're using it on a Giant Magistrate, so that's good. The Glass Casket, because they're pretty much running, every creature they run is 3 costs for the most part, except for Goldspan, it's 3 costs or less. So Glass Casket can take care of it for the most part. Cards that take out are Lotus Cobra, Tangle Hedron, Elite Spellbinder, and Chariot. So Lotus Cobra and Tangle Hedron, just because it can die easily to a Bone Crusher, they're running 4 of them. And when they come into play, they don't do anything. They do something the following turn if they survive. So, and usually Lotus Cobra and Tangle Hedron are pretty targeted easily just because they don't want us to ramp. So those 2 are gone. I cut 1 Elite Spellbinder just because the cost is so cheap for some of their cards that playing 3 mana, then they could just, for example, if I take a Love Struck Beast, right? It's going to cost now them 3 mana to make a 1/1 token, but then it's still going to cost them 3 mana to cast as a creature. Same with Bone Crusher. It'll cost them 4 mana, but then it'll cost them 3 mana. If it was able to tax, say, both the adventure side and the creature side, then that would be amazing, but it only gets to tax one of them, so that's why I cut 1. But having the information, I leave 2 in because having the information of their hand is still good. And I cut 1 Chariot just because I cut 1 of my high cost card. I still run 3 of them, but I also don't want to cut any Winota, Blade Historians, and Kenrith. Kenrith especially because it can gain me life. It could, put counters on creatures, so I could get my creatures above theirs. So that's what I do against Gruul Adventures. The last deck here I'm going to have the guide for is Sultai Ultimatum. This is obviously the most popular deck in the format, it seems. So against them, I bring in 2 Rolling Vortex, 2 Redain Gods, and 1 Elite Spellbinder. The 2 Rolling Vortex is because if they play Emergent Ultimatum, if you have 2 Rolling Vortexes in play and they play Emergent Ultimatum, then they just lose the game because Rolling Vortex says if no mana was spent to cast the card, they take 5 damage. So if you have 2 of them in play, they're casting 2 cards. That's 10 damage per card. They take 20 damage just to play Emergent Ultimatum. As well as it chips them damage per turn, and that can easily win you the game if you chip them for say like 4 damage. Then you can maybe attack them for the last 16 or something. So that's what I do. Redain is there to tax their high plays, their Extinction Events, Shadow's Verdicts, their Binding of the Gods, their Emergent Ultimatum. It's just to tax their high cost plays, the ones that are good against us, like Extinction Event, Shadow's Verdict, Binding of the Gods, stuff like that. So Redain is there just to tax them. It's a 3 mana ability to tax. Same with Elite Spellbinder. It's the exact same thing. It's to tax their big end cards that are good against us. So I bring in another Elite Spellbinder, so that makes it 4 in the main deck. When I have card information, look at their hand and just tax their cards. Cards that take out are 1 Lotus Cobra, 1 Tangle Hedron. Like I said, they're easy to be killed with Heartless Act, Eliminate, stuff like that. So it doesn't impact the board on the turn. It impacts it the following turn. I cut a Bone Crusher because they don't play any creatures that it can kill. So it doesn't, the stomp effect doesn't do anything. So I'm pretty much paying 3 mana to cast a 4/3. One Chariot and one Kenrith. I cut some of the top curve down so I can bring in more of the taxing abilities in the lower curve. So that's what I do against the Sultai Ultimatum. And so far the deck's pretty good. I mean, we've taken it. I was, as you saw at the end of the video, we got to 607. So now we've gone down a little bit. It's the next day now, making the sideboard guide to the video, so it's a pretty solid deck. Like I said, I'm not really I consider this more of a combo deck than it is an aggro deck, because you're trying to do into a Chariot turn 3 into a Winota turn 4, animate the Chariot with Winota, attack with the 2 tokens and Chariot, and you get 3 triggers off Winota, and that on turn 4. So it's more of a combo deck, because look, you're ramping with Brazen, you're ramping with Emergent Sequence, Sentinel, Cobra, Tangle Hedron, and then you have cards that can just kind of gain value for casting stuff. Season Hall Blade's good against the aggro matchups. But yeah, so that's that. And obviously we've changed a little bit from the intro to the sideboard. We've added another Bone Crusher into the main deck. We've cut some of the few cards. We changed the sideboard around. But yeah, I think this version of it is a little better. I put in some cards against, rogues with Sentinel, Torment, Crypt, and then I cut some of the I cut one of the Clothis and stuff like that. I added more against Red and Winota. But yeah, it looks like it's a very solid deck. Winota is obviously Boros Winota was a very solid deck. I don't know if this would be considered tier 1. Maybe it is. I don't really play creature-based decks very often, so I'm not 100% sure. But it's easily a tier 1.5 deck, and I think this can easily probably get you to Diamond, if not Mythic. As you just saw, we got the top 600 with it. So give it a try. Let me know what you guys think. Drop some comments down below. Smash that subscribe button. Smash that thumbs up button. Hit that notification. And hopefully I get you guys, like I said, hope if you're new, but hopefully by the time you're done watching, I got you to hit that subscribe button. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video.